Hey fellow world dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have for you a new build. And a fair warning in here. If you try this build, it may be really hard to give up. So you can see the boosted carry weight, 999, and that's a cap. Surprisingly, if I would use even more boosters, which is possible, the maximum carry weight will not go up. That's the boosted carry weight, 999. Keep in mind this build includes all the weight reduction, so basically actual carry weight is 10,000 pounds. That's how much stuff you can carry. Stuff in your inventory will be way lighter than otherwise. It is a lazy hoarder build, with hoarder being a primary and lazy being a secondary. What that means is that hoarding in this build is priority, but in the same time, we made it as easy to use as it is possible. Humanly or ghoully possible, as this build is universal if you are a ghoul or a human. If you wonder what the carry weight is without using any temporary stuff, including food, chem, alcohols, it's around 600, just over 600. It may depend slightly if you have optimized gear or not, but around 600 it's unboosted carry weight. Fully boosted carry weight, it's 1k. So let's go step by step now what this build contains. First, that's the legendary. That's the distribution of your special before legendary perks, and then legendary perks. Taking one for the team. Strength, important to know here. Strength is on top just to increase our carry weight. Therefore, it's not really mandatory. That's 25 of extra carry weight. Okay, 30 with a perk. So about 30 extra carry weight from this card. It doesn't do anything else. Has no other purpose in this build by increasing our carry weight. Then we have luck, agility, intelligence, endurance. That's our standard to boost our special to be able to include carry weight and combat efficiency. If you wonder about combat in general, it's good up to the point that you can participate in the raid and do really good in the raid. You are not a dead weight. You are actually participating. You can defend the drill. You can do decent DPS. You can help on every stage. Now, let's focus on everything that's in here. With one thing that will swap out. Party boy, I was just testing stuff if I can exceed 999, and I confirmed that I cannot, so we'll switch that back off. We don't need it. And now, what's the most important is strength. Strong back to increase our carry weight. Trawling pharmacy. You may notice rank 1. Explanation for that is we do have a perfectly crafted excavator power armor to supplement this build. It's only so awesome if you have appropriate power armor with good legendary effects. I will show you, of course, everything. But rank 1 Trawling pharmacy to reduce chem weight by 90%. That's what we need. Barbarian rank 1 to be a little bit more tanky. Bandolier to carry more ammo. Pack rat to reduce the weight of the junk that we are picking up as we are hoarding stuff in Appalachia. Ordnance Express, as if you want it or not, when you loot all enemies, there will be grenades that are heavy. Blocker for tankiness, and Arms Keeper to reduce weight of our weapons by 90%. Yes, the perks alone is 75%, but we have more than that. So almost everything that we carry is weight reduction 90%. That's why I said the actual carry weight can be up to 10k. If you count how heavy is the stuff if I drop it. If I drop everything that I'm carrying, it's 10 times heavier than when I'm carrying it. Perception. For a little bit of extra damage, we do have Tormentor. That's for boss fights. Concentrated Fire. Awareness for VATS accuracy improvements. Those both for VATS accuracy. The lazy part is that we can use unlimited VATS with this build. Very easily. With one weapon. No need to even switch weapons. Tankiness very important for any lazy build, so Life Giver, Ironclad max out, Through Hiker rank 1 to go hand in hand with Trawling Pharmacy, Bullet Shield, and Fireproof. We are very tanky. As you may notice, there is no ghoul specific perks and no human specific perks, so it doesn't matter for this particular build if you are human or ghoul, but you are very much welcome to add your personal twist. If you are a ghoul or a human, what would you swap? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to swap stuff. I always encourage everyone. The fact that I make build and it works doesn't mean you cannot personalize it. You absolutely can. Charisma, Tenderizer for extra damage. Travel Agent in case you actually manage to pick up more stuff than you can carry. You can still fast travel to store all the stuff in your camp. So Travel Agent is in here. It's hard though. For me it takes all day of farming everything to finally get to over-encumbered state. Stretchy numbers to boost our mutations. First aid for some healing under intelligence and tankiness. Power user, so our fusion cores last longer. Stabilized for heavy guns. Heavy guns is the main weapon we are using, as currently those are the strongest for this type of a build. Batteries included. Gain carry weight. Fusion cores are lighter with this one. Agility, that's our main damage boosting category. So Gunslinger for weak spot damage. Gunslinger Expert, Guerrilla Expert, and Master, all together boosting our onslaught stacks. And we are running the strongest weapon prefix, which is Furious. Perfect synergy with that. Gunfu for laziness aspect, auto-target swapping. Adrenaline, the best perk at this moment to get huge damage on daily driving purposes. Together with Mutation, you have 162% bonus damage. It covers everything. That's why we don't really need Heavy Gunner perks. They will be. If I add Heavy Gunner perks here, it will be almost unnoticeable. So we don't need them. We can carry stuff instead. Luck, Scrounger, to get some extra ammo. It can be swapped for whatever else you want. To be honest, I had one luck spare after everything, and I decided to toss in Scrounger. One gun army for a little bit of crippling when needed. It can be almost swapped to whatever else you need at the moment, like Bloody Mess is fine here. Ricochet for tankiness and actually damage it. Enemy do die from Ricochet and Bullet Shield combined. For lazy aspect, perfect. 4-leaf Clover to get some criticals when we miss. Class Freak, we don't want side effects of mutations. They reduce carry weight. Unacceptable, so Class Freak must be here. Critical Savvy, we are not prioritizing luck a lot, therefore we do crit every third shot, which is absolutely fine. I tested that surprisingly good enough, especially with the latest patches when criticals, when you have more than that, are getting stuck. I cannot really see much difference between critting every other shot and every third shot. So often it just do not trigger when you fully spec for crits. There is a little bit of difference, but not much. Junk Shield for tankiness, perfect synergy with the fact that we'll be carrying so much stuff. And good with Salt, so all our spoils of war do not spoil. Pun intended. And now, the gear, mutations, everything else that on this build. I'm currently on the Ghoul, and quite often I fell into the Feral category. You can play it still when you fell under Feral, and I am on empty team for some reason. That shouldn't be a thing. Okay. Mutations first. So I did pop the serums to suppress negative effects to achieve maximum carry weight. It's dropping a little bit now, but still 979. I would say it's solid. So carry weight booster, you can see it is running. I would have even more carry weight if I use some camps to go into normal state. For ghouls, that's extra strength. Lots of food, but it's all optional, not necessary. I do have this food, so I am opting for using it, but it's not needed. The one food that is needed is smoked Myluk fillet, combined with the fact that I am a megavore. If you are not a megavore, this carry weight will be half. So that's a huge downside. I explain how it works in my video about megavore. If at some point Bethesda will remove megavores, the carry weight will still be over 900 boosted. I'm not sure if this will be possible to hit 999 without megavore. Maybe close. Mutations, adrenal reaction for damage. Bird bones to fall down faster and do not have power landing in power armor. Carnivore, that's the most important. If you can only have one, Choose Carnivore. This is needed for basic carry weight buffs to be doubled. Chameleon not needed, but as well no side effects. Eagle Eyes for extra crit damage and VATS accuracy. Egghead, extra intelligence, extra experience, almost for free, with Class Freak that just just -1 strength when you have Class Freak equipped and Serum expires. Herbivore, suppressed by a Serum, so I can use both now. Herd Mentality, free special. Marsupial, more carry weight, and as well, jumping. Scully Skin, tankiness. Speed Demon, speed. Twisted Muscles, if you want the extra limb damage. Currently works on guns and melee. Next patch gonna nerf Twisted Muscles, so I will somehow need to get rid of it, most likely, or keep using serums. But at this moment, very good mutations for anyone, regardless if you melee or not. And now, the gear. What do we have under the gear category? The one and the most important for me, my daily driver, charging ultraside Gatling laser. Ultraside Gatling laser with charging barrels, so high damage. It's important for this Gatling laser to be furious weapon speed, less AP cost. And then if you can have conductors, that's perfect. That's what gives me infinite VATS. You will see in a moment in combat, infinite VATS with this particular combination of legendary effects and mods on the gun itself. It's using regular fusion cores. So I do have 1000 shots, and then I'm putting fusion cores on the recharger, so I'm not wasting my fusion cores. I reload this weapon before it runs fusion core to 0, and then I put those fusion cores to recharger. Therefore, I'm firing for free. Doesn't cost me any ammo. Helps me hoard more, as I'm not using any for combat. Any other heavy gun would be perfectly fine. If I need some limb crippling, I have this 50 cal, but anything will do. This is just the main driver. Ultraside Gatling laser, perfect synergy with this build. Armor, and that is the most important part. So it's Excavator set. The whole set of Excavator. Union power armor would be almost as good. It's just 25 less carry weight with Union. So almost as good for carry weight. Better for everything else. For the torso, I opted for auto stim so I don't accidentally die. I have one stim pack being used automatically if my health full. Important part, all of armor pieces have +2 strength. The power armor itself gives you 10 strength when you enter, so +2 on each piece, so that's another 10, so that's 20 strength. And core assembly on this power armor, that's additional 2 strength, so I have 22 strength extra when I enter power armor, which is significant. Food, drink, chem reduction, so through hikers, I have 3 pieces with that. All of it is scanners, so my AP cost is lower and way easier to maintain infinite VATS. For lazy build, that's the best. That's the best one. Limit breaking would help me crit more, but I want cheaper VATS. I want cheaper VATS for full set of scanners, 25% cheaper VATS. It's very good. My VATS is infinite. All other pieces have prefix of vanguards, and then this one piece is pack rats. Pack rats reduces junk weight, therefore it does stack with a perk and makes all my junk and scrap 90% lighter. So weight of 1/10 of normal weight. Huge improvement. Calibrated shocks on both legs. Another piece, arms keeper. This one stack with the perk reducing weapon weight and top it up to 90% reduction as everything else. So I have 90% weapon weight reduction, all weapons, 90% all food, 90% all chems, and 90% all junk and scrap reduction. Everything has 90% reduction. It is the important part of this build. And those remaining pieces with through hikers. Well, that's the important part, the power armor. And there's no other pieces of armor because power armor covers everything. And with this build, you only exit power armor if you need to craft something. Other than that, you do not exit power armor. Let's see if fusion cores are recharged. So whatever is recharged, I'm taking out. And you notice some of them are in my stash, not recharging. That is because I can only recharge 4 at once, but I don't want to carry with me a partially charged cores because power armor will eat them. I don't want that to happen. So whatever core is not full, I keep it in my stash, recharge as soon as there is a spot, and when I have too many fully charged, they go to ammo storage box. So I'm generating fusion cores as I play. Now, how good does it perform? Let me show you. So we are at the fissure site location. Where is the Scourge Beast? There's the Scourge Beast. There should be some Scourge in here as well. So it's lazy build, so you're just targeting the head. Hold the trigger. And as you may notice, they do just automatically die. And look at the damage I'm doing even to the Scourge Beast. Even to the Scourge Beast. Whether she flies too far, I cannot do that. So I could still manually fire. Like, this gun is accurate and does the damage. But I can wait. And she's here now. One more Scourge, so that's not required. It kills everything. You may wonder about this burst, like faster firing damage. That's just happening naturally in first person with all spin-up weapons. So including this one. And it's very noticeable because those are charging barrels that normally offer a very low fire rate. But with extra 25% faster fire, they actually double the fire rate of charging barrels. So that makes this gun very cool. I have a whole video that I made in the past dedicated to this gun. And now look at my carry weight when I'm looting stuff. The stuff that Scourge Beast drops are always so heavy, and I loot it all and it just a little bit moves up. The thing that ticks my carry weight up is actually armor pieces, as I do not have weight reduction for armor pieces. I was not able to squeeze it in, and additional problem with them, they only offer 50% in case of armor pieces, so it's not worth it. It's not 10 times increase of the carry weight. Now, how will it do versus super mutants and looting them? So we are at super mutant place, and something happened with lightning in here. It's way brighter than it's supposed to be. It's happening recently with the West Deck. I don't know if it's happening to you too, but so often I enter West Deck and there's just bright green light for no good reason, honestly. There's no reason for that. You can see how much damage they do to self, thanks to the bullet shield and so on. Before I even shoot them, like this one just died, but I'm still getting experience if they die before I shoot them. Now look at the looting. So my carry weight, 334. I loot all 339, so that's like 5 pounds after looting a huge bulk of super mutants. After entire West Deck, I will probably be like 10 to 15 pounds heavier, so I can loot entire West Deck how many 30 times, 40 times before I will fill up my inventory. It's hours and hours if I would like to just loot West Deck without storing or scrapping anything, without I get into any issues with my carry weight. And look what you did, super mutant. You almost shot yourself. You need to be careful, mutants. It's so easy to shoot yourself. So easy. Another 2 pounds after second batch of super mutants. So this is the build. Excavator, it's time to shine again. That's an excavator, and that's glowy West Deck. Why is it West Deck so glowy? No one knows that, but it is now. Why is it so bright here? And that being said, what do you think? Try it at your own risk. You may get stuck forever running this build. But nevertheless, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.